불만이라. 붓을 자유로이 놀릴 수 있는 것과는 달리 그다지 동의할 수 없는 도슨트들의 작품성에도 마음에 없는 칭찬이 강제된다는 점은 다소 불만이 있어. 하지만 자그마한 티끌과도 같은 단점일 뿐이요.
If you say so. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekmak, this is Limbus Company, Twining Threads. In the last episode, for some reason I thought it would be a great idea to go and replay my least favourite level as a way to fill time, and it then goes for about 40 minutes. Anyway, Renketsuin. To present the conclusion first, no, the notion of the sword being a sentient one is incorrect. The locus of the will is not the blade, but the scabbard. An ego forged in a rather paradoxical nature. Yes, that would be the most appropriate description. Not a sentient sword, huh? Ryoshi's grumpy dismissal made the scabbard quiver, almost as if it had taken offence. Somehow I felt like I could understand what Hohenheim meant by will now. It was a reunion of sorts, one that gave both a tinge of sadness and hope. If the scabbard has its own will, does that mean the owner of that will can be resurrected? It is too premature to deliberate on the matter. The state of existence under question is not one that may be defined as death at the moment. I assume they asked whether it can be revived or brought back to life, so to speak. Even supposing that survival is a fixed variable, and that the reconstitution of the original corporeal body falls within the realm of theoretical possibility, the probability approaches zero given the limits of today's technology and conditions. What about erasing someone from reality entirely? That should be impossible, and yet that didn't stop Kathy from pulling it off. We researchers are inclined to entertain even infinitesimal chances, but in the terms of lay people like yourself, such a prospect would be labelled impossible, wouldn't it? Sad Dante noises. There's no need to fixate on the impossibilities of the President, Manager Dante. Such matters are reserved for us scientists to hold on to. Right. But we may have uncovered a thread. Something that could lead to restoring Cineriyoshi's memories. Though, again, that too is a mere possibility. A far more practical avenue for you to pursue at the moment, nevertheless. And to that end, yes, further analysis on the scabbard itself would be necessary. Coordinate with Alan for your next duty. He should still be in the ring for Nurse Father's quarters. That will be all. Hohenheim cut himself off there, clamping his mouth shut as if any further exchange might scatter and mess up the theories he constructed in our conversation. Alright then, before we go, anyone want to tag along? Munching on food, averting their gaze, the sinners were pretending they weren't interested at all. But going by the way their forks had long since stopped moving, it was pretty clear to me that they'd been intently listening in on our conversation. Where are we to go? Right, sorry I forgot the rest of you weren't there with us earlier. Force, Don Quixote, Ryoshi and I have been checking where each back door leads. Oh, and Kirito. The prisoner of war executive manager? We talking about me? Yeah, I guess I'm working with them too, yeah. Best remember to tread carefully should you cause even the slightest harm to the executive manager. You'll be held accountable without exception. Yeah, sure, whatevs. Kira needled at Utis with a mocking pout, but oddly enough she didn't appear particularly irritated. Anyway, I think it'd be better if we had a few more people just to be safe. One of the doors we went into earlier led straight to the rings corridor. That was a close call. Utis and Heathcliff's hands shot up the moment I finished speaking. I would very much like to accompany you, Executive Manager! I knew I could rely on you, Utis. Heh, Your recognition of my loyalty honors me, Executive Manager. I, Utis, understand better than anyone your concern about the peril of working with a prisoner of war so liable to betray. To have your indispensable self proceed with only a handful of soldiers under your command. This cannot stand. I'm afraid I won't be able to focus on other duties without personally seeing to your safety. I get it, Utis, you've made your point clear enough. Not keen on how I just keel over the moment you summon me. Feels a bit dodgy, that. Better I stick by your side and scrap it out myself. You probably don't need me to come along then. I guess you can just summon the rest of us like you did earlier if shit hits the fan. A research yet unfinished holds my efforts. I shall join you once it has found closure. I don't think I can be much help with wherever you're going, I'll pass. I will follow if that is your order, Manager. No, it's fine, just get some rest. It'll probably be okay. I can always summon them again if things get too dangerous. For now, I should see Alan again. 6 minutes? Damn it, I could have actually fit that into the last episode. And this one is combat against Saru. Oh dear. So, Blunt, Lust, Gloom. Right, I just pulled in my Lust excavation team with a few adjustments. I'll have to make sure to fix that later. How much would it take? It would take way too much. Wait, no, I plan on grabbing everything, but maybe if I grab these tickets for... I don't get them at nearly a fast enough rate. No thanks. We'll just stick with what we have.
불로 정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라.
Ah, you've arrived. I was waiting for you. We sifted through and isolated the doors with the highest probability of leading into the ring's gallery. The next step would be to enter the alternate door you mentioned, but... Hold up a sec. I was actually gatekeeping more stuff. Huh? Gatekeeping? Are you saying you have more to tell about doors? Yep. That door over there, pretty sure it connects to Encore's nest. I saw Albina going in, all hyped about some whatever it was. And that wooden door with bandages wrapped around the handle. Papa'd go in there to cross out vengeances. From what the book said, it's probably a turf protected by a thumb subsidiary or something. Unlike earlier when she offered only vague snippets, even about just a single door. Kira was now feeding Alan a stream of intel that seemed solid even to someone as clueless about the back door as me. She's far more cooperative than anticipated. Even after that Alan character roughed her up from what I hear. Yeah, you think she'd clam up out of spite. I wonder if she changed her mind about cooperating with us. Nevertheless, we mustn't let our guard down, Executive Manager. There's no telling when she'll turn on us. Frickin', I can literally hear everything you're saying, you know. Alright then, based on the intel, please proceed by investigating the safest doors first. As for the high-risk ones, I'll continue checking and letting you know which ones you need to enter. Alan tinkered with the devices around him and flashed a couple of doors with blue light. Guess that means we start with those. Where do you guys want to go first? They look all about the same, just start with the closest one. Well, Alan did say that they are the safest ones, so it shouldn't matter which one. Just as I reached out for the nearest door as Heathcliff told me to, Ryoshu suddenly veered off. stopping in front of another one that stood a few steps apart. This door, it feels familiar. You recognize that door? I think I passed through it a few times when I was little. Hardly had Ryoshu stopped speaking when a fragmented memory, painted over in parts, slipped into my mind. Sorry, it hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Oh, I know, let's go for a walk. But I don't recall much about it. That memory just now, could it be tied to Araya? Let's start with that door. Okay, this one, yeah? Here we go. Impatient as ever, Heathcliff shoved the door open and strode in first. The rest of us followed, including Kira and the other sinners. And this place is? Judging by its state, it seems to be a welfare facility located within a nest, most likely a park. Every sod walking here is dragging some animal along. Means they got money to burn. Proper rich, this lot. The walk, the past Ryoshu mentioned in her memory, and the sight of people fussing over their pets. The pieces clicked together, and I voiced the other memory I saw back at the House of Spiders. Did you ever come here with a puppy named Saru? Yeah, I remember that. Not a puppy though. Saru was a bit bigger by then. Sorry, it hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Why isn't she getting any better? I gave her lots to eat. Oh, I know. Want to go for walkies? You love walkies, don't you, Saru? There's this workshop Dad always visits. The door there is connected to a park. We can go right now. Ryoshu's childhood memory burned bright in my vision before passing. That was her as a kid? Verily, such gentleness doth seem most unlike the young Ryoshu. You have to respect her, she's stronger than you. Hey, Clock, who said you could show the mind memories willy-nilly? No, come on, you know it's not something I can control. GG. Back in the House of Spiders, I was the only one who could see the vision of Ryoshu's past. This time, though, her memories seemed to manifest for everyone around, just like what we experienced in H-Core with Honglu. Which probably means... Why are you all staring at me? That's so random, what the hell? Did you not see that just now? See what? You guys zoning out together? Guess it doesn't apply to Kira. Then again, unlike how it was between Lin Daiyu and Honglu, Kira doesn't have any direct connection to Ryoshu. I guess it makes sense. Was that adorable hound thy companion of old, young Ryoshu? Indeed, my one and only best friend. And because of that, Saru will be locked away in the vault every time I had to depart on an assignment, with a spiral driven through her. The first ever leash. Looking back, it might have been a kinder fate had she died sooner. To inflict such cruelty upon a voiceless animal, how can such wickedness be born? What happened to Saru in the end? She died before her time. I don't recall why, but there was this day when Saru wouldn't stop whimpering in pain, and I shut myself in my room, crying. You were? Not someone else? Who else? Oh, see, it was me. Even after witnessing the fragment of memory, Heathcliff looked utterly unconvinced. And while I was grieving, Callisto offered a solution. Said he would give me a gift the next day. And what I received was something he called the Beastbone Blade. A tanto that would whine and whelp in Saru's voice with every swing. No way! I always knew there was something creepy with Robo-On. So that's how he killed your dog, huh? No, he didn't kill Saru. That Tanto was alive. Did you just say alive? Bloody hell. Alright, none of that, psycho. Her eyes were embedded in it like adornments. They'd stare at me in accusation. The tiny heart beat as though it was quaking with fear. It was a horrible sight, and I felt pity. So I shortened what remained of her time with my own hands. Got me thinking after hearing all that. Why do you still mess with that art thing then? Let's be honest, after seeing something like that, you'd want to steer well clear, yeah? Right, those things he called artworks were also cursed, like straight up nightmare fuel. Like, I haven't really checked out other ring artworks outside Albina and Nurna's father, so maybe I'm just a noob when it comes to all that, but yeah, their stuff never gives me any art vibes from real. I thought the same. Well, I was terrified at first. Yet as I learned more, there were some facets that suited my taste. Thou findest appeal in those grotesque creations? From what you've told me about Callisto, it looks like he failed to stick to his own advice. But there's something he always used to say. Art is wholly subjective. One must never expect the understanding of others. The uncanny, the horrible, there's a beauty that lies in the grotesqueness of it all. Can't say I quite get it, but if you say so. Nah, but bloody hell, how'd you end up getting so used to that kind of thing? Why do you need to understand? You're not an artist. I got used to it, but that bastard Callisto's installation artworks caused night terrors and nightmares for... The scabbard moved, and Ryoshu came to a pause. It trembled, but there was at once a strange liveliness to it, as though it quivered between fear and anticipation. Night terrors, crying from nightmares, in the House of Spiders? There was actually someone who got scared of ring stuff back in your day? I need to check something. We've seen enough here, let's go back. Yeah, that's nothing else worth checking around here anyway. With the inspection complete, we quickly followed Ryoshu back. Aren't we supposed to be getting into a fight? She stood in front of the artworks, covered in sheets of cloth, lost in thought. Right here. There used to be a huge artwork displayed here. I don't know what kind of impulse struck him, but the bastard went about fussing, saying he needed practice so he wouldn't lose his touch. Mommy? What's wrong? Over there. Thought I told you to keep the exhibition in your room. Ah, you've returned, Yoshihide. I decided to attempt installation of art of a somewhat larger scale this time, but I ran out of space in my gallery. Mommy, people are screaming. Dearest Yoshihide, Arya has reached an age where she may be introduced into the world of aesthetics. Surely this wouldn't be a problem. It would. You liking it, and me acquiring the taste, doesn't mean Arya will. Let's get you back to our room. I was hugging something in my arms. It was crying. Saru? No, too big to be Saru. The lacerated memories can never be made whole, no matter how many fragments are glued together. We could tell Ryoshu everything we knew about Araya, but it'd never truly reach her. I see. This hollow void. This must be Araya. The sensation and emotion for what's been emptied began to entangle with Ryoshu's memories. And that makes it possible for us to reminisce about Araya together. The soft rattle Araya gave seemed to show how pleased she was with this small step. Alright, time to check out the next door. We entered several more back doors that Alan pointed out. But unfortunately, none of the places we ended up at stirred Ryoshu's memories any further. Pretty much nothing here. I think we're done, huh? What the? How'd they get in here? Startled, Kira pointed ahead, where figures wearing animal masks were hauling what looked like massive lumps of flesh, hidden behind a tent of sorts. Those ring assailants from before? Didst thou not say thou hast sealed that door earlier? How then do these villains come to stand before us once more? They probably infiltrated via an entirely separate route, another back door. As you can see, their objective appears to be the retrieval of the Ring Nurse Father's artworks. Get on with it! We need to move as many pieces as we can before we pull out. Wait, but I thought Robolank was washed. He's got so many fanboys and fangirls here. Does his artwork possess value in and of itself? Or is it just a case of posthumous premium of death effect? Think about it. Some of the pieces have already been taken. Of course, they are of little value to both art companies. Watching them sweating and struggling to drag those mediocre pieces with them. Pretty funny. But imagining how those pieces will be labelled with some pathetic notion of heritage connected to my name on their description flasks. Pretty unsavoury. They may be occupied with transporting those objects for now, but they will likely soon find cause to harm the Wayfarer and LCE personnel stationed here, Executive Manager. It would be prudent to eliminate them without delay, considering the Ring's reputation. Udis is right, better to wipe them out before they try anything stupid. Guys, looks like we've got another job to do. Lend me a hand. The radio didn't buzz with the sinner's replies this time, but it should be fine. Malkuth. Okay, God's skill there, unfortunately. No, damn it. The fact that a skill 3 almost lost to such a pathetic attack really annoys me. Overcome the searing hellfire for Oriah. Ah, dang it.
너희의 무기, 이 혈투를 승리로 이끌.
Okay, that's not quite I was wondering if she had some sort of finishing blow attack somewhere in her kit, but I guess not. I guess she's got something different.
따뜻한 모불
Two realities extinction. That's the second part of the saying.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
이 식구를 건드렸겠다!
무기를 만드는 것만큼 내가 어버이보다 뛰어나지.
Okay, that's just a clashable counter, so he won't get a free shot off this turn. Next turn, we can use our ultimate attack.
못 쳐지게!
따뜻한 엎드리도록. 경외감 속에 숨어게.
바이올렛, 브레이크 슬랩!
시선에 눈이 멀지 않도록.
저것들 전부
Do what you just did. You have another crushing blow in you, right? Oh well, that's a little disappointing, ain't it? Sure, we can finish off with our super ego attack. Why not?
산초류 경혈 온 라샹. 따뜻.
Oh wait, everyone has fireworks because of what happened last turn. Cool. With this, the last of the ring's infiltrators have been eradicated. Is that all of them? Ryoshu kept glancing around as if searching for someone, but fortunately no other ring members were in sight. Right, but where the hell were those lot coming from anyway? Weren't it just the first wave? Had more of those cell hordes legging it been from the back like they'd been lurking somewhere else? According to the tracking logs recorded by the surveillance devices installed here, They appear to have crossed over from another corridor. Another corridor? What precisely does the designation another corridor refer to? The room resembling a shopping mall, one filled with batches of toys on display. Your company, if I recall correctly, designated it as the corridor of the middle nurse, Father. Oh. I suggest we relocate there. Your assigned tasks here have been wrapped up. Oh, and before we set off, do you have any information to share in advance? We are planning to compile a comprehensive encyclopedia cataloging the notable characteristics of these corridors and all of their connection loci. Your cooperation will be most appreciated. Kira seemed to hesitate, gnawing at her nails as if she were going through an inner struggle. Before long, however, she snapped out of it like she just locked in on a decision. Sure, I got stuff to tell you. Like, hella stuff. Some parts are kind of fuzzy, not gonna lie, but I can still recall like 20 places clear enough. I mean, it was home for me and Papa, so... I got nothing. I never once regarded that fucker's room as a home, and my memories of it are all fragments at best. The scabbard gave a faint, restless stir. Perhaps it wanted to comfort Ryoshu in the only way it could. And accompanied by its tremors, we began our move toward the corridor of the middle.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
I'm actually a touch annoyed that they said, nope, you can't get Mang or Shin sinners. Well, you're bound by that contract, it's probably not going to be that useful for you, or something along those lines, because I really want them to upgrade the old base identities. I want those to get strong and cool. But as it is, we're only getting them as identities. Especially since identities aren't going to be tuned up, they're just going to keep making better ones. The power creep is real in this game. I could sort of put up with it in Library of Ruina because they had a workaround. Oh. No, I could put up with it in Library of Ruina because of how the fanbase was acting around that time when they made the shift over to locked characters. They removed the leveling system, but... It feels like it's selling that the power creep actively destroys one of the things I enjoy about the game. But we're not here to hear me whine. Until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around. We have combat next time, so we'll get done with that.